Africa is drowning in plastic. We produce just 5% of the world's plastic and consume only 4%. Yet, suffer most of the worst consequences of plastic pollution. It's choking our rivers and oceans. Its toxic chemicals are poisoning our food, our water, and even our blood.
We are paying the highest price for a crisis we did not create, but we can end it. The Global Plastics Treaty is our once-in-a-generation opportunity to truly end plastic pollution with binding global obligations across the full life cycle of plastics, starting with the extraction of raw materials.
We are the generation inheriting this crisis, but we won't be silent. As we reach the final sprint towards developing a legally binding instrument to end plastic pollution, we, the youth of Africa, have a message for our world leaders, negotiators, and ministers. We have the science, we have the global popular support, and now we need the political will to advance a global plastics treaty that will protect human health and the environment.
Nous avons besoin d'un traité sur le plastique qui donne la priorité aux droits de l'homme, y compris le droit à un environnement sain, propre et durable, ainsi qu'aux droits des peuples autochtones et à une transition équitable chez les ramasseurs de déchets. Nous avons besoin d'un traité sur le plastique qui donne la priorité aux droits de l'homme, y compris le droit à un environnement sain, propre et durable, ainsi qu'aux droits des peuples autochtones et à une transition équitable pour les ramasseurs de déchets.
Plastic pollution is not just an environmental rights and health issue, with Africa bearing a disproportionate burden as the dumping ground for the global north's plastic, textile, and e-waste.
We therefore support the more 100 countries that are demanding bold action to rein in plastic production, because without it, we can't keep global heating below 1.5 degrees and protect our people and planet.
At INC 5.2, it will be critical for member states to ensure that the Global Plastic Treaty contains a clear legally binding obligation to phase out the most hazardous plastic products and chemicals of concern in plastics, because plastics are chemicals and chemicals are toxic.
We appeal to our leaders to choose to center environmental justice in the Global Plastics Treaty by strongly opposing harmful and absolute practices such as waste-to-energy and energy recovery in the Global Plastics Treaty at the INC 5.2. Waste-to-energy and energy recovery harms our health, fuels pollution, and undermines a zero-waste future for all of us.
The treaty must prioritize the development and scale-up of safe, toxic-free, and accessible reuse and refill systems. Reuse and refill systems are the cornerstone of circularity that must be secured in the treaty to shift away from a failed recycling-centric model.
We also echo the call by over 150 Global South countries for a dedicated multilateral fund with mandatory contributions from developed nations that will guarantee equitable and effective financing for treaty actions and a just transition.
The Global Plastic Treaty must enable an effective process for decision-making. To avoid endless negotiations amounting to nothing, negotiators must demonstrate courage, not compromise, by calling for a majority vote when consensus cannot be reached.
The treaty must be protected from vested and commercial interests, particularly from plastic industries and fossil fuel and petrochemical sectors, through explicit conflict of interest protection and enforceable accountability. Otherwise, polluters will continue to write the rules while communities pay the price.
We are the generation that will live with the consequences. So we demand a plastic treaty that puts people and planet over profits. Nothing about us without us.
From the Sahara to the Serengeti, plastic-free Africa now.
من الصحراء الكبرى إلى السرنجتي، أفريقيا خالية من البلاستيك الآن.
Du Sahara au Serengeti, une Afrique sans plastique maintenant.
Kutoka jangwa la Sahara hadi mbuga za Serengeti, tunaitia Afrika isiyo na plastiki.